Imagine a billionaire so obsessed with serial killers that he builds an entire vault dedicated to them, a private museum of madness hidden behind locked doors and steel walls. That's exactly what Dexter Resurrection introduces, a dark and fascinating new chapter in the Dexter universe that connects every corner of the franchise. But what truly makes this reboot so gripping isn't just the blood, the suspense, or the return of Dexter Morgan himself. It's the subtle details, hidden Easter eggs, and one particular callback to Dexter Season 6 that most fans completely missed. The original Dexter series premiered back in 2006 and ran for 8 intense seasons, changing the way audiences saw anti-heroes forever. Michael C. Hall brought Dexter Morgan to life, a charming forensic blood spatter analyst working for Miami Metro Police who also happened to be a meticulous serial killer. His victims weren't random. They were murderers who had escaped justice, and Dexter followed a strict moral code taught to him by his adoptive father, Harry. That code kept his urges focused on those who truly deserved it. Throughout those 8 seasons, Dexter faced off against some of the most disturbing killers ever written for television. There was his own brother, Brian Moser, the ice truck killer whose crimes forced Dexter to face the darkest corners of his childhood. Then came Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity killer, a suburban father hiding a horrifying double life. Trinity's methodical murders and chilling calm made him one of the most unforgettable villains in TV history, and his confrontation with Dexter left an impact that fans still talk about today. Fast forward to Dexter Resurrection, the official reboot that picks up with Dexter confronting a new kind of monster. This time, the threat isn't just another killer, it's a man who glorifies them. Leon Prater, a billionaire with an unnerving fascination for murderers, has spent years collecting artifacts from history's most infamous criminals. He stores them in a secret vault inside his luxurious home, turning his obsession into a grotesque art exhibit. It's a haunting reflection of how our culture romanticizes real-life monsters, and for Dexter, it hits far too close to home. When Dexter steps into Prater's vault for the first time, it's not just another crime scene, it's a museum of his past. Every item in that room carries weight, objects linked to killers Dexter once hunted, men whose names still echo through the series' legacy. Among the collection, one set of artifacts stands out immediately: Dexter's own blood slides. These small glass slides were once his trophies, each one holding a drop of blood from one of his victims. But here, in Prater's vault, they're labeled as trophies from Sergeant James Dokes, the man wrongfully exposed as the Bay Harbor Butcher after his death. It's a twisted irony that the world still believes Dokes was the killer all along, while the Real Bay Harbor Butcher stands right there, looking at his own legacy behind glass. Next to those slides are relics tied to the Trinity killer, Arthur Mitchell. Seeing these pieces again reignites memories of Dexter's battle with him, how close he came to losing everything, and how even victory carried devastating consequences. But among the more recognizable items, there's one that easily goes unnoticed: an ancient sword placed quietly in a corner display. It's called the Sword of John the Revelator. Fans of Dexter Season 6 will recognize it immediately as the weapon used by Travis Marshall, the Doomsday Killer. Travis was one of Dexter's most psychologically complex adversaries, a man who believed he was carrying out divine judgment, interpreting the Book of Revelation as a command to cleanse the world through ritualistic murder. The Sword of John the Revelator became his symbol of faith twisted into horror. Its appearance in Dexter Resurrection is more than just a nod, it's a haunting reminder of the dangers of obsession, belief, and the blurred line between justice and delusion. But the creators didn't stop there. To make Prater's world feel even more immersive, they launched a special interactive website connected to the show's release, allowing fans to explore the vault in stunning detail. Each artifact has its own backstory, inviting viewers deeper into this universe of darkness. It's a brilliant way to bridge fiction with reality, something Dexter has always done so well. And speaking of reality, Prater's collection doesn't only feature fictional killers. Some of the items come from real-world murderers whose crimes scarred history. There's a lamp made of human skin, once crafted by Ed Gein, the man whose crimes inspired Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's the refrigerator once owned by Jeffrey Dahmer, the man whose name still sends chills down spines. A clown suit that belonged to John Wayne Gacy, the notorious killer clown, and even the driver's seat from Ted Bundy's infamous Volkswagen Beetle. Each of these pieces tells a story about obsession, control, and evil themes that have always surrounded Dexter himself. For Prater, these items are treasures. For Dexter, they're ghosts of the world he tried to escape. And that's what makes this season so powerful. It blurs the line between fascination and fear, showing how easily one man's curiosity can turn into something far more dangerous. Still, for all its twisted glory, Prater's collection is incomplete. Missing from his vault are several of Dexter's most dangerous foes. There's Oliver Saxon, known to the public as the brain surgeon, who murdered over 24 victims with surgical precision. The Barrel Girl Gang, whose horrifying crimes against women still haunt viewers viewers. And Kurt Caldwell, the seemingly charming small-town man from Dexter, New Blood, who secretly hunted young women, preserving their remains in grotesque displays. If Leon Prater ever got his hands on memorabilia from those killers, his vault would be the ultimate archive of evil. And that's exactly what makes him such a fascinating new villain. He doesn't kill for pleasure, he collects death like art. His obsession mirrors Dexter's own, but while Dexter's code once gave his darkness purpose, Prater's fascination is chaos in its purest form. Dexter: Resurrection uses this dynamic to tie together every piece of the franchise. It's more than a continuation, it's a reunion of stories, symbols, and consequences that span decades. Every artifact in that vault tells part of Dexter's story, and every killer mentioned is a reflection of who he used to be. The brilliance of the show lies in its subtlety. It doesn't shout nostalgia, it whispers it through clever details. Fans who look closely will see the threads that connect it all: the blood slides, the Trinity relics, the Doomsday sword. Together, they serve as a reminder that no matter how far Dexter runs, his past will always follow. And maybe that's the real message of Dexter: Resurrection. It's not just about catching killers or confronting monsters, it's about confronting the darkness that lives inside. Leon Prater may have built a vault to celebrate evil, but Dexter walks into it knowing he's part of that legacy. He's both the hunter and the hunted, the collector and the collection. In the end, Dexter: Resurrection isn't simply a reboot, it's a resurrection of everything that made the original series unforgettable. It ties together years of stories, deepens the mythology, and teases a future where Dexter's demons are far from buried. Because in a world where even death leaves behind artifacts, maybe the real horror isn't what's in the vault, but the man who can't stop looking inside.